time. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show. Today we're going to dive into international music. Let me explain to you what I mean by international music. We're talking about universal music. This story today is going to be really profound because can you imagine living in another country and all of a sudden having to exile out of that country and start your life all over again with no family, no nothing, get married, get divorced, but still in a family and have kids, and then still trying to pursue your dream on foreign land. Today we have in studio a young lady who actually had this experience happen to her and is still chasing that dream. That beast mindset is definitely in this young lady. I'd like to welcome to the show, Miss Liz Gomez. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I am very happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Man, you're just off camera. We were just talking, and your questionnaire was really vague. But to sit here and talk to you off camera, and to know your story, just a little bit that I've heard the last few minutes was like crazy. Tell the viewers a little bit about who you are before we dive into your story.
Okay, so I am Liz Gomez. I am a singer, Latin singer, that is developing her career here in Indianapolis. I started to singing in Colombia before, but I really start my professional career like a singer here in Indianapolis.
Really? Now let's start from what's it like in South Colombia. What's it like for you there? I mean, we hear stories, we see the media, and a lot of time the media has a tendency to overhype. But you lived abroad. What's it like not only being born there, but what's it like growing up?
So I was living in a city like Mexico, DF, more or less. It's a normal Latin American capital city. Mm-hmm. I was working there like a business administrator. I used to have my family over there. The life is little more relaxing than here.
What do you mean?
You don't need to. Your priority is not the work. Your priority is your family over there.
Really?
Yeah, like a woman, your priority always is your family.
Okay.
It's not your job. I was working very hard all of my life. I was working very hard, but my routine was different. I had like very certain hours of work every day. I work like an executive in a company over there. Mm-hmm. Very quiet. My life was mostly quiet than here.
Are you the only child in your family?
Yeah, I was. I was very, my life was very focused in my family over there.
Okay.
My mom, in my brother, in my daughter, in my husband, was very focused on that. Not thinking on me a lot.
When did the singing career, was singing in your family? Was music a part of your family?
Yes, I started to sing when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
But I just in Colombia living to the music is hard.
What do you mean?
You have to be very, very talented to can be able to pay your bills with the music there.
Oh, so
yeah, you can. It's not like here that you have a lot of opportunities. It's not like that. So I have to just live like a hobby for a while, for a lot of years.
Right.
But one day, I just start to feel in my heart, and I just feel this sensation that you are empty, that you are not very happy with all of the things that you have around. Mm. I had my family, I had a lot of things around me, but I was empty, and I was feeling like.
Isn't that kind of like an oxymoron? Because the tradition where you're from is family first. Singing is a hobby, but did you share this with your family? Because the family is tight, so I'm pretty sure you had a support group. Did you go to your mom and dad and say, you know what, I'm feeling empty, I really want to sing? And what did they
Yes.
say?
They are still thinking that I am crazy. Honestly, they are like, because I was in my 30s, and they said, are you crazy? I remember that I was talking with my therapist, saying, hey, I want to go to a bar with a guitar player and start to sing, and every Friday or something like that.
Right.
And she says, whatever.
Really?
She was
This was
like,
your therapist?
my therapist. I love her with all of my heart, because she is one of the person that make that this change happen.
Okay.
In my mind, in my heart, make me listen myself. But still, for everybody was like, ah. And I just, in one point of this, of this story, I was lost in my marriage. I was like trying to figure it out, and the family was first.
Mm-hmm. Did you want to get married? Is it how was marriage arranged in a different country like yours?
Okay, in Colombia, I don't know exactly in the other countries, but in Colombia, you are made for be married. If you in certain point, I got married very late on my life. Mm-hmm. I got kids in my 30s. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of late.
What's considered the age to be married in Colombia?
Maybe 22, 23.
So the mom and the dad, the family structure is if it's a daughter, they want you married. And if it's a guy, he wants you married.
Exactly.
And is that to move out, or is that to combine resources?
Either. Depends of the family. Some families want that you just come to the family and live together, everybody. They said Granadine family. The Latin people is Granadine family. They want to go together for everywhere, do everything together. But I am not like a normal Latin.
Okay.
I feel like I was outside of my place in some point over there, because I was very different. I get out of my house when I was 23, but I was living alone. I was paying my bills by myself.
How was that accepted?
No, it was not accepted, but I didn't matter.
Your mom and dad didn't say nothing to you?
No, they don't like it. They don't like it at all.
Were they being chastised by the community because you've broken the norm?
Yeah, I am broken the norms over there all the time. I was, the social norms that didn't hurt nobody,
Right.
But yeah, I was not like the Latin normal that you can, hope about me. Like I am different of that.
So why'd you get married? Because did you feel pressure?
Yeah.
How long did it take for you to say, okay, who was beating on your door the most to say, look, you're breaking tradition? Was it your mom? Was it your dad? Was it your friends?
It was my grandma.
Your grandmother. She said, you're breaking tradition. You need to get married. You don't need to be staying in this house by yourself. You need to get you a husband.
Yeah. I was doing whatever I want to do for 5 years, paying my bills and everything. And one day, my mom and my grandma, both of them, just sit me in a chair and said, hey, it's okay, you can pay your bills, but you need to organize your life. You need to stop this thing. This is crazy. You need to stop.
Were you singing?
No, I was not singing.
You wasn't singing yet?
No.
But were you still going to your therapist at the time too?
But was a kind of a conflict, because in one side, my therapist said to me, you need to get out of the country. You don't need to stay here.
Okay.
This is not the culture for you. But I was very afraid to get out by myself.
Okay.
I didn't and I was very attached to my family.
Okay.
And in the other side, my family said, hey, you have to organize your life. You have to buy a house. You have to make a family. You need to
You need to keep the generational.
Yeah. You need to find
going.
the man to make a family and be like a normal people, you know. And I at the first I was following them, you know. I was following because I love them.
Did they bring the man to you, or did you? How did you find your husband?
He find me.
Did he know your family first?
No.
Okay,
No,
so
we meet in the college.
Okay.
And he was trying to date me for 10 years, and I didn't put attention on him.
For how many years?
10.
10 years?
Yeah, but I didn't have time for that. I was thinking in another things. I was very
focused. You was focused.
Yeah, I was just trying to to be successful like a business administrator, like a executive. And I was working very hard. I have to work on the days and I have to study at the nights. I didn't have time for that. So as soon as I just get my bachelor degree and everything and I start to work, I had some more free time.
Right.
And he appeared 5 years later and I give him, the chance. And 6 months later, I was married.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
He pursued you for 10 years. You focus on, you have a dream. Your therapist says, get the hell up out of here. But you got all this pressure from your mom. What the hell could he have said to you in 6 months to say, let's get married?
Because he looks like the guy that I need. I was getting this pressure, a lot of pressure on me. And at the same time, I got the position in a very big company.
Okay.
But was very traditional because was from Japanese people. And the Japanese people is very traditional. So I was trying to get up on this organization, but I need to show them that I was a respectful woman, like.
Now you got to deal with another culture, which is the Oriental culture of straight up married family.
Exactly. So
right.
I need to be trustful for them as well.
Okay.
And I was trying to get better position over there. I was like there about 3 or 4 years when this guy appeared, and he was single. He didn't have any kids. He was in the good age, and he wants to marry. So he really pressured on me to get married, and I said, well,
were you in, the bigger question is, did you marry because you fell in? Look, 6 months is pretty quick. Did you marry because you was in love, or did you marry because of wanting to depressurize the pressure that was given upon you from your family and your career?
I think it was more for pressure. I don't think that I was in love.
Okay.
But sometimes, there, they said, oh, you don't need to be.
You will grow to love him.
You can, and you are a good woman. You're gonna figure it out. So, I just said I was very young. I got married when I was 28.
When you got married, did you share that with your therapist that you was getting married?
Yeah. No. This was a spot that I just stopped the therapist.
You just stopped going to therapist?
I stopped that for 2 or 3 years, and when I came back, I was married already.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
because I follow my family, I just leave alone that thing, and I stop there, and I just follow my family.
So, how did you wind up? You put your dreams were never put on hold. So now, what it have to be to some degree, because now you gotta do the imitation of marriage. You gotta pretend and go through the trials, tribulations, make sure your family see you're happy, make sure you're good at work, but you still have this, like you told me, you had this desire to sing.
Yeah, I was. You know what? I was in this big company, and one day they had the idea to make like a music something. So they make a band with the people that was working over there, and they invite me, and I start to sing again, and I start to feel like, oh my God, I get obsessed on that, and was like very little thing in a little stage, but I just feel again that I was alive. You know,
right.
that I was alive. I just saw my
Something
God.
inside you woke up for real.
Yeah, it was and one day I remember very clear that one day I was in my computer just typing, and I just look at it to the window, and I said, "What I am doing here? What I am doing here, sitting in this chair and typing? Like, wake up!"
You know what? There's a commercial that they play here in the United States that happened to the dude. He was like typing, and he goes, "What am I doing here?" And then he goes back, and then he goes to where he wants to be, and he comes back to his desk, and he just throws everything away, and people looking at him like he's crazy.
Yeah, and was exactly that happened.
Really?
Was exactly that happened about 1 year later, and I was putting my family like my motivation, but was not true. Was my soul asking me to get out of this place? You know, I put a lot of reasons, and I try to make that appear very reasonable, you know, for my family and everything, but was not like that. The real thing was like I was tired of make that everybody was happy,
Right.
and I was empty on that. I was empty. I really need to live my own life.
When did you share this with your husband?
Yeah.
What was his response?
Okay. This is a kind of long story. I just leave this big company and went to a little town where he used to work. So I stay like a full-time mom there, but I start to take meditations and start because I feel this thing. I need to know what is going on with me. And in one certainly point, I said, you know what? I want to be a musician. I don't want to come back to the office. I don't want to look at it a normal job. I don't want it. So I sit with him and I said, you know what? I want to sing. And he says, oh, yeah, you can sing whatever you want. Here in the house, whatever. This is a...
You can sing in the house.
This is a good hobby. This is a good hobby. You can do it.
So he called it a hobby.
And I said, no, you are not understand what exactly I am saying. I want to sing like a professional singer. And he said, what? You are 32? 33? Are you crazy?
Right.
So you want to just put in the can of the trash all of your work during 15 years and you are telling me that you want to sing? I said, yeah. Okay, if you can do it, just try it.
Are there a lot of successful singers in Colombia?
Yeah, but this is hard. Over there is hard because there are a lot of people that is talented. There are like millions of people that is talented.
So it's really hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay, so now you getting ready to come to the United States. How do you get here? How did you wind up coming here? Because you said something happened that you guys had to leave.
We had security issues because my husband used to work in a big company of construction. Mm-hmm. But these projects needs to involve a lot of kind of people. I can talk a lot of that because legal and immigration issues. So, but basically we had like security issues, and one certainly point we have to just leave the country. I had 1 or 2 months to plan my trip to here.
Did you share this with your because you're in his town now? So did you share this with your family? Like, we got to leave the country?
Yeah, but was very sad because I didn't have a lot of time to explain to them, and I prefer don't explain a lot of details, and
right.
they get furious because I was good there. My position over there was good, okay. You know, and I got lately before leave the country, I got a good position in a company, in another one. I have to come back to Bogota, to my city, and then I got good position in a project, in a health project.
Okay.
So
you wound up coming to the United States. They pack you and other people. So you have a child too.
Yeah.
So you guys are getting on a bus, on an airplane. How do you pick your destination here? You just not saying, hey, I'm getting on the plane, I'm going to the United States.
Honestly, I put my life in my ex-husband.
Okay, so you put
hands.
everything on him.
So he told me everything. He said, because at the first he wants to come alone, and I said, okay, if you want to leave the country, you need to give me the divorce and the custody of the girl, because if you leave, you leave. Mm-hmm. And he says no. Okay, so we need to go together. So he planned all of the trip, but he called me one day and he said, we're gonna leave in 4 weeks. And I remember have the phone like that, and I said, 4 weeks?
Did you have resources? Like 4 weeks going abroad, did you have enough money? Did you have, how come you just didn't stay with your family? Why didn't he just say you stayed with your family?
We had to sell a lot of things. We have to sell our lives there. And we had good positions over there, so we had some savings.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it was hard. It was hard because when you make when you make pesos to dollars are nothing.
Okay.
You think that you have a lot of money, but when you come here and you start to spend your money, that is not a lot of money.
Okay, so he's telling you now you got 4 weeks. Where did he wind up picking you to move to? You got you got tons of cities and states here. Where did he wind up taking you?
Basically, he meets with his cousin here. She was in Louisiana.
Okay.
And we just come there, and she was very, very good, very nice, very kind with us to receive us, both of 3 people in her house. Okay. And we lived together for a while. So
you had to be scared. New Orleans?
You know what? My grandma just passed away in these days.
Okay.
Like some months before.
Okay.
And in this point, I just live like a year. And I said, okay, I feel that I don't have nothing in Colombia in this moment. I was sad. She has a bad sick. She was very sick for a while. So was kind of hard. But as soon as she just died, I don't feel that I want to stay there. So was kind of a combination of a lot of things that make me take the decision. But it was easy to take the decision.
Okay.
Because I just follow my family in this moment and just leave all of the sadness things that I have because my grandma.
So you're in New Orleans, a whole new life. Now what happens?
I just came and start to recognize everything, and start to start with I used to talk in English, but my English was not very good in this moment. So I start to exploring, driving in the city, try to figure it out my life. Was kind of hard at the first, but she was kind. She was my best friend for a while, and she was very welcoming with us. Like, was good. Was summer this time, very hot. I was trying to recognize a lot of things. We were to New Orleans to look at the people just playing jazz. And
how did that make you feel? Because you now, out of that situation, chaos, you're in America, but you're in New Orleans. That's jazz capital. When you went down Bourbon Street and you heard all this music, you probably was like, am I in heaven?
Exactly. I was thinking like, I can see this one day. I can, I just look at the opportunities. I was kind of, I was trying to figure it out how gonna works with my husband, because he was very Latin guy, and he was thinking that I was crazy for that. But still, I had this hope in my heart. Still, I said, I just came here with the dream, with the goal to do music here. I didn't say it to nobody, but I have this goal here. I was thinking on that. I said, okay, I'm gonna start over.
So what did you do once you start getting exposed to New Orleans and stuff? Did you start singing there? Did
No.
you?
No, I was just look at it. I was trying to organize the base of the things at the first. I just take about 3 years organizing all of the things because I got pregnant 4 months later when I came here.
So this is your second child.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got pregnant, so I have to focus on the family again and try to figure it out. A lot of things to can work, to can, have a life here. We were living in a room, in just one room, 4 of us. So it was crazy.
So when did things start to change?
At the first, we start to living together, and we start to look at it, some jobs, and we start to, my ex-husband doesn't speak English, so I have to do a lot of things for him. And the schools and my daughter was a lot of things like to put together, and then the winter, then Indianapolis, then
How did you wind up coming to Indianapolis? That's the key, because the New Orleans was your first landing pad, and you getting familiar with American culture, so to speak. You see the music, you get pregnant, but yet and still another shift take place. Now you wind up coming to Indianapolis. How did you wind up coming to Indianapolis?
This was very funny because we came there, and the first day she says, I have 2 notices for you. I have one good and one bad. Said, okay. The one is, I am very happy that you came here, but the second, we're gonna moving in 2 months. I just got a new job. If you want to come with me, you are welcome. If you're not, just stay here. But we didn't know nobody anyways.
Right.
So my ex-husband wants to stay, and I wants to come with her. And he says, okay, I want to stay, and said, okay, give me the divorce. I am doing the sacrifice to come here, no family, no nothing, so you have to stay with me. And he just say yes, and we came to Indianapolis. I think we stayed 3 months on New Orleans, and then we came here.
When you come to Indianapolis, what happens to your life?
I realized that I was pregnant, and all of these crazy things start because I got afraid.
So this is 3 kids?
No, 2.
2. So you're still pregnant as you leave in New Orleans?
I didn't realize when I was in New Orleans, I didn't realize that I was pregnant.
Okay.
I was pregnant, but I didn't realize. I realized when I came here.
You came here, okay.
So I start to, I didn't know how the hell works here. So it was crazy.
Really?
It was crazy. I started to work, but I didn't know that I was pregnant. And I had, I think, 20 weeks of pregnancy when I realized that I was pregnant. And, this is crazy. I was not planning to have a kid here. Immediately came, I was thinking on organize my life and, buy the house or something before. So was difficult. And the living with him was not very good.
What do you mean?
Getting we lived by separate houses for a while, for the most of the time of our marriage. So we came here and we lived together in a room with my other kids. So I just start to realize who is him, And I was thinking I don't like it.
Did you have second thoughts about everything from the marriage to leaving your home to now being in a country with no family at all? Because you was depending on his family network.
Was terrible, because I was afraid. I said, I was thinking almost 2 years, how make this change? How I gonna work with that? Because this is 2 kids on my responsibility. I didn't know how navigate in this country at all.
Right.
And I was like very afraid, but this is a point where you can do nothing. I was trying to do a lot of things to make that happen.
Was he supportive at all? Did he understand what you was going through and what you were dealing with?
I think he was very.
Or maybe he had his own issue because he couldn't speak English.
I think he was very selfish, honestly.
Okay.
I think he was thinking just on him. I don't think that I think that the Latin guys normally thinks that if she wants me like that, it's okay, but I won't change nothing. They don't have this thing that he wants to work for the relation or make some adaptation or something like that. No, he just, if you like it, you like it. And I was in a bad position here.
Okay.
So I couldn't negotiate nothing because I was alone. So he was thinking like she's not able to do nothing by herself.
But you were able to do something. You started to change the narrative. When did the narrative change for you? When did you start realizing that you're gonna get this dream? You're gonna work at being a singer.
I just said whatever I got is a profit. Whatever. If I can release one song, if I can sing in a bar, if I can sing whatever, this is a profit. Everything is a profit. So every day in my life, whatever, be in this podcast, for example, in English, this is one of these dreams. This is one of the things that at the start I never think that I can do.
Okay.
And
look at you.
Is what it is, it's because I start to ignore the limits.
Okay.
In some point of my life, in some point of all of this pressure, because I get out of the house with their cousin and everything in the pandemic situation was hard.
Right.
So there are one point of my life where everything was very, very difficult. So a lot of limits was on me. And I said, I just gonna ignore all of these things. And I said, hey God, if you want me to be here, you have a purpose for me. So just show me the road and I'm gonna follow you. And I am ignoring the signs and the limits and all of the things that the people say. I start to just ignore. And the things happen.
Really?
The things just happen.
What are some of those? Have you start performing some of your music? Have some of your dreams start to come true already?
Not exactly. I have to work a lot. At the first, I start to play in a rock band.
Okay.
In a rock in a Spanish band. And I have to work all day in a manufacturer place,
Okay.
factory, from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then I have to go to house, just clean myself and everything. And then take my kids, go to the babysitter, put them there, play all night, came back, pick it up them, and don't sleep for years, for 1 or 2 years.
Right.
I was like that. But sometimes I didn't make money with that, and it was hard because I'm getting divorced. But this is my heart. Mm-hmm. Like, I have to follow. I don't feel that I have another choice.
Right.
Because I was ignoring my dreams for years. Right. So this is not a choice. This is not a possibility. Leave the music again is not a way. I can.
So what kind of music do you do? You also told me that you do Latino music, but you're getting ready to start writing American music. How does that work?
I am doing right now. I start with Latin rock, rock Latin, and then
What is that? I never even heard of that.
this is. I don't know if you hear something like Santana, Carlos
Okay,
Santana.
yeah,
This is
okay.
kind of Latin rock.
Okay.
You can say that this is Latin rock. Oye como van, all of these things that, this is Latin rock. And then I start to do some bachata, salsa here with a track show with American Girl. That was a crazy thing that happened to me as well.
Okay.
That the biggest singers here in Indianapolis, that is Barbara Ochoa. I still love you. Barbara.
Okay.
She just came from Los Angeles, and she wants to do something Latino very, very bad. She wants to do something, but she was American.
Right.
She was not able to talk with the owners of the restaurant, the Mexican restaurants and everything. So we start to work on the Latin project with her, and
Okay.
we worked for a while. We were trying to make a band and everything. So, and at the same time, I was starting to do originals in bachata.
Okay.
So I was doing these two things. In this time, I was through divorce, through a lot of things, and I started to write my things. And I wrote one salsa that I am ready to release, hopefully in this month or later in next month. And the dreams come true. Just the dreams come true. One guy that is from Puerto Rico, I show him my little voice note in my cell phone, and he says, I like it.
Really?
And I said, okay, really? Go ahead. What I need to do.
Right.
And he helped me with some lyrics. He helped me with the music. He sent it out to a master in Puerto Rico to make all of the music. And then he came back. We just record the voice, and it is this.
So what kind of opportunities? Let me rephrase this. Where do you perform? Like if I want to come out and the viewers want to come out and support you, I'm very ignorant on Latino music. I'm sorry, but now that you've been on my show and stuff, I'm gonna learn it because I need to learn. Where can somebody like me, myself, and the viewers come out to hear your music or to support you?
Okay. Normally, I am in the Mexican restaurant in the west side of the city on Fridays, being hosting of karaoke.
Okay.
You are very welcome. It's Mr. Pulpo Marisqueria. You are very welcome to come. But this week, I have a special show that I am very happy to do. That is in Jazz Kitchen.
Oh, Keystone Bar Ripple.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
This is my first time in Jazz Kitchen. I'm gonna featuring with Kathy Morris.
Okay.
That is a violinist that is mostly jazz, but we're gonna do something with boleros and jazz.
Okay.
Mix it.
So you get to bring some of your culture into American jazz and American music and really tell your story through music.
Uh-huh.
The universe is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. It's because when you start to ignore the limits, the things start to happen.
Right.
Because your mind is the limit of the things. You can be your own enemy. One certainly point when you decide be your friend, and you decide to don't think on the limits, the things start to happen.
How can the viewers reach out to you on social media?
Okay, I am like Liz Gomez Music on Instagram, Liz Gom on Facebook. I have a TikTok account as well, like Liz Gomez. I am singing some boleros over there. I don't do a lot of things there in TikTok. But yeah, you can see a little of my shows, little parts of my shows. But mostly Facebook and Instagram.
Now, I never heard Latino music. You wrote a song. Give me a little taste of that, how that sounds in your native language.
Oh.
Sing a little bit of it before we wrap up.
Okay. You want me to sing this one part?
Yeah.
Que si me divierto no es tu problema, que me la paso bien sin tu presencia, eso no te debe importar. Vivo la vida tal como quiero y me pongo la ropa que más deseo y a nadie le tengo que preguntar.
I don't know what it said, but it sounds good.
You know, this is that I told you like little before start. I can say that the music is a language. You don't need to understand at all about what the lyrics says because you can just
You
feel
know
it.
it meant something. Yeah. I like that.
You can
Yeah.
feel it because this one is vibes. We are making vibes all the time. When you talk, when you just walk, sometimes you don't understand why you don't understand another people if you are talking the same language.
Music is universal.
Yeah, but sometimes the frequencies,
Yeah, frequencies.
are enough to talk with somebody, to meet with somebody, to get a connection.
Right.
You don't need really to understand exactly what the people say. So I know people that doesn't speak English and have a lot of American friends.
Right.
Because they vibe in the same way, you know?
Right.
Some people just fall in love with another person that doesn't speak at all the language, and with the time they figured it out.
Right.
Because the communication is vibes. It's not the language isn't something like the people invented to make more formal,
Right.
but the vibration is a thing.
I felt the vibration in those lyrics. You know what? I appreciate you taking the time to come on the show and share a beautiful, remarkable story from going from a whole new country to another country, not giving up on your dreams, realizing more importantly that only you stand in your way of what you want to achieve in life. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you support Liz Gomez. Go out there and support her. Subscribe, like, share. Go out there and listen to the music. You don't have to speak it. Just sit back and listen. This has been another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Crayton Show.